Hey people, 5 Aces here and welcome to the second match of the month. What is this? This is a collaboration between myself and SoScared, where I reap the rewards of all the work that SoScared does. Alright, that's pretty cool. SoScared is doing everything here, is doing the camera work. I've got time to do like jazz hands or some obscene gestures off screen, which is pretty damn awesome. So shout out to him, subscribe to him, watch his streams, and harass him in real life if you see him, ask for an autograph if you're ever around Oslo outskirts. Anyway, with that out of the way, introducing our combatants. We've got Barf in the bottom left and Gatekeeper in the top right. This is a match for the... it's not the path to Hidden Masters, sorry, they're both masters. It's the playoffs, yeah, right. So Gatekeeper managed to secure the third spot in the playoffs and Barf is second in the league currently, so this is a very decisive match here that is going to decide the outcome. Like, the playoffs are a weird system that us continental Europeans don't quite understand because it's not soccer related. So anyway, it still gives the third and fourth respectively a chance to overtake the first and second despite having performed a bit on the lower end. Anyway, so you might have noticed a quick dip in my activities on the YouTube channel. That was if you possess the skills of deduction. That was because I was on skiing holidays. It was pretty awesome. I got myself a new cap, I got myself a slight tan, and I'm rolling with this. We're seeing a nice flank here of the infantry of Barf, and straight out the gate, Gatekeeper is like 20 seconds ahead on the War Factory, which means that he's actually invested into a War Factory first as opposed to the double ref open of a Barf. Interesting stuff. So needs to make this count. What is this? This is a Ranger coming out first. Oh yeah. Ah, the freedom. I love the freedom here. Good job, SoScared. And depending on how early the Ranger is coming out and coming forward, this could mean a pretty big engagement here and a pretty decisive early win for Gatekeeper, who's got the line of sight advantage. Now let's check it here. He's got less rifles, but he's obviously got LOS. So this means he can just move on in, tank something with the Ranger, tank and spank for a bit, dishing out some punishment. Oh, the Ranger getting deceptively low there. Oh my lord, even a Rocket Soldier. This is a brutal blow for Barf and a straight up win for Gatekeeper early on, who has pretty much retained all of his units there. So fantastic job. At this stage of the game, a huge setback, and Barf is not going to feel confident moving out anymore. He's got a Ranger of his own. Didn't find any snipes here. Probably looking for the Engineer. The Engineer seems to be right hand side. I can't move the camera, it's pretty hard. It's old habits die hard, you know. Trying to edge scroll with the camera. Okay, so a lot of flak being taken here by the Ranger of Barf, who has opted for a counter Ranger. At this stage of the game, Gatekeeper going for a second Engineer, but at this stage of the game I would actually have preferred a light tank, because you know your opponent has the field advantage with lots and lots of rifles. So maybe the light tank was the smarter investment there from Barf, but yeah, it's not going for it regardless. And now we're seeing a service depot. I think Gatekeeper wants to patch up his range before he moves out. Very smart move, very prudent here. And yep. Doesn't want to scrimp and save for another Ranger. No sir. 5 Harvesters, they should be pretty even in the economy tab. And pretty big blob out for Barf though. So we've got line of sight for both here. I don't think this is an engagement that he wants to take against Barf, who has gotten a plethora of units in the backlines. Trying to find the angle on the snipe for the Ranger, but it's not in the cards. So we're seeing a little Ranger chase here. And on the back of this, we've just got MCV for both players. I would have loved a light tank being mixed in. Oh, the road advantage. The Ranger of Barf scurrying away to safety. Pretty solid. Nice play here. Also netting him veterancy 1, which in turn increases his speed even more. Patching him up, good boy. Atta good boy, gotta get some treats there. We're seeing the engagement being restarted, reset here. Oh, rockets to the front. But there is just not enough to counter the blob. No. Oh god, and the rockets of Gatekeeper just moving ahead. What a blunder. This is a micromanagement mistake that usually At a higher level, you don't want to make this. You don't want to send your rockets in for head first, charging with their bazookas. I got him, boss! No. So this is basically a comeback for Barf, because Gatekeeper has wasted a lot of his army into just... Oh, the block. And into just, you know, into just trying to trade and taking a very unfavorable trade. Now, that one is going to allow the Ranger of Barf to stay around a bit longer. And also he's gotten himself a nice refinery set up in the center position. But he might wanna move around to the bottom right ore as well. And just at least place a rift there. You can always transfer harvesters later. Alrighty. Still 5 halves, and Barf is gonna start the blob spam. He's going to start medium tank spam and try and bust through somehow. Right now, I would give him the advantage. He's got positional advantage, he's got all his assets to the front, and Gatekeeper is pretty much confined to his own base. He has to defend on both fronts. Oh, nice block again. Really annoying. But the Ranger of Barf is on the chase. Oh, tailgating him, he is chasing him. And going to go deep for the Ranger kill. Is he gonna... Yes, he got it. Saw it on the minimap. Even moving out. Veterancy once again saving the Ranger. Awesome stuff. Barf's Ranger really paying dividends. So yeah, this means that there is no scout vehicle currently on the field. And just a small army. This is gonna just get obliterated by the Blob of Barf. We all know and love him, the Blobmaster 3000. By the way, little small detail that I wanted to bring attention to. Barf so far has a 100% attendance rate for matches of the month. Just putting it out there. So reasonably high tier players all around, all across the board. And tanks going in first. That's really smart by Gatekeeper. Gatekeeper moving his tanks back because he sees that there is just more infantry for Barf. Tanks generally don't trade well versus infantry. So he's just moving him back. Trying to get some crushes in now. Still a win for Barf. In the grand scheme of things, and look at the positioning. He's like a boa constrictor, just trying to suffocate Gatekeeper here, who doesn't have many avenues to pursue an attack from anymore. There's basically the left-hand flank on the right-hand side. He just has nothing. If Barf gets a nice little meat shield up, just 2 or 3 more tanks. This is gonna be an eco raid on Gatekeeper as well. There is currently no MCV available. Yeah, he's not moving in. Oh, he's got a turret though. The gun turret is gonna be so obnoxious. It's not quite like a Tesla coil where it just insta-zaps your harvester in 2 turns, but it's fairly obnoxious. Also, tech advantage. Radar Dome for Gatekeeper just coming online now, while we already have a hideout for Mr. Barf. So all around a fantastic position. This is gonna be a good raid though. The Rangers should be pulled back by all accounts. It's got no excuse to not pull it back, but hey. Does he have construction radius there? Yeah, he does. So can probably hold. Barf is in an okay spot here still. Ooh, losing 2 early hides is really obnoxious though. And 1, 2, 3. Down for the count. There is still one last helipad though, so hind production is gonna continue. And this blob is going ahead and probably finding the MCV. Gatekeeper is crafty enough to move it back just in time. Medics as well, it's really annoying. Super tanky meat shield, look at them just not die. Oh my goodness, not a single unit has died so far. We're seeing the artilleries, and those are the kingmakers on the field. If they can get a couple good shots onto the rocket blobs of Gatekeeper, it's all over. Alright, that's probably a bit ambitious. Just wasting a hind like this. Yo, right now we don't have a meat shield. I've heard the Shaked Baby, but I think that was just the music that So Scared put on. Kick-ass music, by the way. So I think mostly remixes of Frank. Frank the God Klepaki. Alright, this is shaping out to be interesting, because we're seeing Barf just having a big blob, as per usual, and just not finding the right response so far. I mean, all he needs is a couple direct hits onto the infantry. Now he's got line of sight, he's got the helicopter there. Also taking his backline eco. And this is an engagement that Gatekeeper just can't win. The artilleries are so nestled in. They've got a perfect position here. So all Gatekeeper can do is sound the retreat. This is basically a position. What I would like Gatekeeper do here is build a couple camo pillboxes, even just one or two, in the middle, like in this little gap, and thus divide the army. Because artilleries have a really hard time focusing down camo pillboxes. As soon as they cloak, you can't target them with force fire anymore. It's a bug. Really annoying one at that. The Conyard is under fire. It's taking a reasonable amount of damage here from just those little infantry blobs. Pulling away, but the Hind of Barf should find the flank here. No space to deploy. Very good. Very good. So that leaves Gatekeeper on 2. Yeah. And if he just attacks, move into this army, he's straight up gonna win. Oh, I'm hearing lots of infantry dying though. Ooh. Barf's infantry just being a bit too idle here, just a bit too passive. It's just those little things that are making the difference now. Okay, finally moving in. But the artilleries have done their job. Yeah, Barf just focusing them down, singling them out with the helicopters. He's using his hinds with a bit too much reckless abandon, if you're asking me. So that evens out the playing field. But in the long run, I'm just seeing a great position for Barf still. Who has evened it out, but he's actually got lots and lots of eco to still harvest from. Alright, it's calming down a bit. We're seeing medium tank transition again from Barf versus the artilleries of Gatekeeper. This is a matchup that can go either ways. Usually, yeah, like this. Usually I want to just have hinds around to snipe the artillery, if need be. Also, there's a really forward radar dome for Gatekeeper, for Barf, sorry. Barf now starting up a tech center. That's a bit ballsy because he's not in an indomitable position. It's pretty much even for all accounts. Oh, this time we're seeing good focus fire. Very good. The first couple strafes were not that great, but here now we're seeing a Gatekeeper display his micro and just singling out rocket soldiers one by one. There's only 3 left. He could take this engagement if he goes in with a bit of force fire. Oh, the Conyard is probably going down here. There's nothing much you can do about that. Barf should go on a chase. The tank's not chasing. The tank's not giving chase here, and fantastic artillery hits from the backline. Ooh, this is shaping out to be an expensive trade for Barf. Oh, the MCV has survived. Bit of a misplay though. Should have chased the tanks. Or chased with the tanks, sorry. Given chase there. We're seeing the tech center up now. Up and running. 8 minutes. Oh yeah, the GPS timer was changed. It's now 8 minutes instead of 7. And this is an engagement that Gatekeeper can take heads on. Oh boy. Alright, none of the rocket soldiers are alive anymore, so we're seeing 4 hinds making all the difference here. Yikes, one goes down just for free. And 5 hinds for a gate. Whoa. This is enough to burst the Conyard. This is like the magic number. If you're interested in playing yourself, just get yourself 5 hinds and burst the Conyard in like 2 seconds. Barf is, look at the top left. Barf has invested so much more in infrastructure and so much less in army. Just the power meter should tell its tale. There's like 1,200 power for Barf, and Gatekeeper only has 600, which means that there is significantly more money in infrastructure for Barf. And the rest small army so far. Like, he's wasted his blob 2 times. Oh, Tanya's coming out. Should find a better position. Oh, Chrono tanks! We are seeing tier 3 tech. It's happening. Oh, nice snipe. Tanya would have probably obliterated this attack here. But instead, we're seeing 4 medium tanks waltzing in, just dishing out the damage and punishing the build of Barf here, who has gotten an idle army on the right-hand flank. Pretty much nothing to fend off this push here. Oh, those should be blinks forward. This is all about the blink micro, but a pretty big whiff, honestly. Should move the chrono tanks back again. Oh, the war factor is so low, it's gonna fall as well. One more blink? No, sir. No blink happening here. Finally, all the rockets are dealt with. And a nice eco raid. That's one of the best things you can do in the late game, those really cost-efficient eco raids, where you just take a small group of infantry and prey on harvesters. Look at the harvesters by Barf being idle here. It's a lot. Yeah, that was a fantastic work by Gatekeeper, who has made do with less assets and just taken a fantastic trade. Also, the Hinds just sniping away the crows. Oh, we're finally seeing the longbow come online. That's something that he should have invested in a long time ago. But there is currently, I don't think there is a helipad. Alright, now finally Barf is able to finish off the Conyard if he moves forward with his tanks, like he should. Come on, buddy. Just give it a shot here. And pop goes the Weasel, the Conyard is down. That's a pretty big eco blow as well. Ooh, Gatekeeper getting so much value. His Hinds just shredding the blob. Alright, that was fantastic use of Hinds there. Not a good spot to fight in for Barf because there was line of sight. Okay, finally the helipad is back up. He actually needs to rearm those helis. Like, it's those small micro mistakes that separate the great from the greatest. And that's not to say that they aren't the greatest, because those guys have proven their worth, their weight in gold in the RHL. Spot 3 and 4 respectively. But you know, there could always be some improvements, like rearming the longbow right now. Look at those wounded Hinds. Ah, the longbow is gonna chase it, being like, where are my missiles at? Where are your missiles at, bro? Oh, that's unfortunate. Unfucking lucky. Ooh, the Conyard by Barf being deployed a bit too far forward. Just immediately getting almost sniped. Oh god, it's not going down, is it? Tanya's in the mix here. Can do so much damage, but Gatekeeper is going in with so many Hinds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 6 Hinds going down. What a costly engagement. Barf needs to make sure to stay on top of his rearming micro though, because for now the longbow is out of ammo again. Second longbow going in. I like the longbow transition, it's a smart move, it's really prudent. And the Gatekeeper's ore truck, he's pulled the ore trucks, just tanking fire from the pillboxes and blowing the base apart on the bottom right side, while still trading in the middle. Fantastic play. Really fantastic play so far. We're up to 3 longbows, but basically no infantry for Barf, who just needs to deal with this blob right now. Okay, that's good. That's good. Does he have ammo though? It's the real question. By the way, in case you are doing this, just press the F key. It's really easy to rearm them as of the update with, I think that got introduced with a patch a year ago. Something like this. Something like that, something like this. My goodness, the comeback from Gatekeeper is unreal. Off of not having anything. Ah, oh, Tanya, no, not like this. Okay, that should be almost the last of the Hinds, right? Last of the airbenders here. Technically, I guess technically Hinds are airbenders. They're like, no one knows how helicopters work, right? They're somehow bending the air. Almost makes sense. Someone once told me they're so aerodynamically ugly that the ground just repels them. Oh, another longbow down. Ah, this is so punishing. Seeing the... I think did Tanya go into the pillbox? I think she did. Okay, this should be the very last Hinds for Gatekeeper. It just doesn't have an air force anymore. Oh no, Tanya is still there. Still just chilling here. One single helipad. Move him back. Oh god, the longbows. They're so expensive and you need to make them work if you want to win games. There's a counter tech center for Gatekeeper now. Gatekeeper also on tier 3. Jeez, what a match. There's just not enough army value here. Okay, Barf needs an artillery transition stat. Because the tanks, he can't win the tanks engagement here. There is just too much infantry and you can't produce that much infantry in that short a time. What he needs to do is right now focus on producing like 3 helipads, producing artilleries, cheap artilleries, and get some shots in, just some wipes onto the blob. Would be paramount. GPS is like 50 seconds shy of finishing, but I don't think it's gonna get there. This is so brutal. Man, Gatekeeper just going all in onto the tech center, and it's gonna fall, no doubt. No doubt about it. It's got the tech advantage now. Eco raids. Man, there's nothing left for Barf. How did Gatekeeper even manage to do this? I don't see how he would pull this off. Jesus! Jeez Louise. Gatekeeper's army still here to stay. Man, what a savage line of play here. And look at the infantry in the middle. Barf was so over-reliant on medium tanks that he never actually got around to killing off the infantry. There's just so much infantry left. And you can't trade efficiently versus the infantry with tanks. That's, I think, the major problem and the major lesson that needs to be taken home from this. And oh god, he's just feeding more and more veterancy into this blob here. Oh, he's losing engagement after engagement, and always to the same blob again. Wow, I didn't know there was a custom animation here for when you kill infantry on a refinery pad. That just turned into some kind of, I don't know, scorch marks. Interesting. Seems to have a bit of lag spikes, but we're unaffected by this as this is a recording. Yep. Barf with another MCV still doesn't have a helipad. Like, this would be my top priority. Just getting a helipad in. Going for the power snipes as Gatekeeper, and I don't see Barf having a good shot at winning this game anymore. Just losing too much. Artilleries, buddy. More artilleries here. He's still... Nope. He cancelled everything except the AA gun. 5 harvesters remaining for Barf here. And he's only got one good ore patch to mine from. This is the all-in, and I doubt that Barf can hold this. There is just so much firepower. Oh, brutal. Another longbow down. 2 more remaining. What is it? Oh, you never want to do this. Even if you get a lot of kills there, it's just not worth it. 2,000. No. And Barf calling the GG. This is the comeback of legends. Swear to God. Amazing line of play, and with that in mind, we're going to go to game 2. See you in a second. Alright, set number 2 being played on Pit Fight, a map. The map version of a kidney stone is basically the bottom line here. And Gatekeeper as Ukraine? What is Barfson going for? I think they both randomed anyway. And come on, what's it gonna be? Russia, yes! Good matchup. I would like to see this go into the late game just as game 1 did. But I'm not expecting it. This is one of those maps where Gatekeeper is super crafty at sniping your engineer. He hates all people that do manual labor, it seems. And he just goes out of his way to snipe your engineer. It's just making sure to stomp him into the ground. And this is why you always want to open up with like a 10 stack of rifles and spread them out. Don't just open up with a 10 stack and leave them sitting around somewhere. Spread them the fuck out. Gatekeeper this time going for grins, probably hoping to get a couple cheap shots in, trying to catch him off guard a bit. 3 grins, not usually something you would expect to work. What it can do though is like you can pull your opponent's infantry army out of the equation, like force them to move somewhere by starting an engagement, and then sending the grins to just deal with the derrick, because the derrick you can't reinforce, you can't build base defenses there. and it's a super effective way of just cutting down on your economy, on the economy of your opponent just that extra little bit. You know, just a little chop chop. But I think this is going to be a backline attack. Double ref with a ref cell, the standard for Gatekeeper. Also providing him with 4 civilians with pea shooters. Pew 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 pew. And this time Barf has opted for the safer route and gone for double refs. So we're seeing. Oh no, sorry. Last time it was Gatekeeper rushing the War Factory. So we're seeing very similarly timed builds, and Gate going ahead and grab the hospital, which is super useful. Hospital is, I think, 1000 HP and heavy armor, something ridiculous. So takes a while to kill, provides line of sight, and doesn't get auto targeted. So very good. Oh, spotter rifle has found it. The Grens have killed the spotter rifle, but yeah, there is an execution death squad just waiting for them. Okay. Oh, I love this. I love how he's splitting them up. He just doesn't want to miss anyone when skimming the woods. Grens just trying to hide in the woods, but it's not in the cards. Alright. Grabbing an early hospital, nice little feed advantage, especially as Soviets. As someone has pointed out, it's most useful when we're playing Soviets, because as allies you have the medics anyway. But as Soviets you usually don't have any ways outside of veterancy of regaining HP. So it's a very good investment. Oh, he's trying to capture the Derrick, but there is one last rifle just killing the... probably killing the engine. No, it's not dead yet. Lucky him. I still see him on the minimap somewhere around. But he's taking a couple pot shots, and we're seeing a rock APC. This is... oh, nice. This is what I love about Soviet engagements. Like, as Soviets you have so many options in the early game. You can do so many shenanigans with your APC. Just rushing an APC off of 2 harvesters, you can go for a rocket drop, you can go for a flamer drop, you can do all kinds of crazy stuff. We're seeing a 4 rocket APC as well for Barf, who is already almost at the base of his opponent. Okay, so this is going to be interesting, because Gatekeeper is going for crazy build here. He's going for an all-in. That is 2 rockets, 2 APCs worth of rockets. And we're seeing the rocket drop. Let's see how much damage can it inflict here. Trying to block with the APC as well. That's very smart. Ooh, first harvester barely survives. Good crush. And do we see... yep, one of the harvesters is being taken out. At a rate of 1200. That's basically an even trade. A little bit more army now for Gatekeeper and a little bit less economy. And vice versa. Barf already almost up to his MCV. Expansion MCV that is. He's gonna patch up his APC as well. Very nice. Good play. Good hustle. And we're seeing... okay, this might be the field advantage from the hospital coming into play. Oh, the double rocket drop. Where's it gonna go? Very wounded harvester as well. It's going to try and tackle the top right eco lines here. But I think Barf just has something left in his base. He has split up his army. Half in his base and half on the expansion. Oh, the spotter rifle has Barf immediately noticing something's up. Popping a flame tower. Oh, perfect placement. Let's see. Scorched. I think he got like 3 of them. So he's free to take this engagement now. With the help of the APC tanking, not losing a single unit. This is a way better start for Barf than game 1. Yep. So a little bit of the APC drop still surviving. We're also seeing an MCV out for Gatekeeper as well. Taking his expansions, just regular stuff. Eco slide coming online. APC down. Really, Gatekeeper should just book it. He's got the 5 rocks. Oh, that's a very risky load in. No, sir! Oh my goodness! That's 2,350 down the drain. This was atrocious. This is an example of where micromanagement can actually be a detriment, because the time it took him to load up the rockets was the time it took for the tank to get the killing blow onto the APC anyway. Otherwise, he would just have lost a couple of rockets, but could have gotten away with the APC. Just a minor little nitpick here. Unlucky. And thus, the story of Barf dominating this game continues. Look at the expansions he's got here. Look at how much infrastructure he's got. He's got the Radar Dome almost online, secondary MCV. I think Barf only does this when he's really hit. Unlike Lorry Driver, who would like always go for 2 MCVs, Barf is, I think, usually just doing it when he feels a hit. So he's now going to lock down top right expansion as well, and then probably base push. We're seeing an army moving out on the right flank. Oh, it's the left of you, right? It's vice versa. It's mirrored, obviously. Okay, and oh, there's something moving. I think that's an yeah, that's an MCV. Oh god, the MCV getting caught off guard here. Oh, that's nasty. Barf knowing exactly where the MCV of Gatekeeper would go, and the turn rate screwing the MCV over. Jeez, jeez Louise, what a blow. What a blunder. So this is just fantastic news for Barf, who's gotten everything he wants now. He knows he's drawn the army out of position. He sees that Gatekeeper has pretty much all his eggs in this basket, top right basket. So he's gonna move in, yeah. This is gonna be an all-in onto the base. And I don't see anything short of a miracle stopping this right now. Maybe super amazing at APC crushes, but there is no road advantage, so yeah. Oh, another MCV being popped out. We're seeing tier 2 for online for Barf. We're seeing Yaks online. We're seeing some of the some V2s already. Barf's going straight for the killing blow. Oh, this would be good for the APCs though. Let's see. Oh, the stop command has been issued. Very good micro from Barf here. Getting the MCV down, yeah. Should focus the War Factory. All his efforts on the War Factory here. What is he focusing? He's focusing the tanks that are coming out, but I think slightly the War Factory would have been the better target. Okay, the army's finally been cleaned up. Cleaning up shop is Gatekeeper, but he's not in a good position anymore. Let's put it this way, it's crumbling. His house of cards is crumbling, coming down, crashing here. The all-in with the APCs just not panning out the way he wanted it to. Yeah, now we're seeing the V2s. Even flak trucks being mixed in, that's a smart choice. Not that Gatekeeper would have access to radar tech anyway after being this behind, but the real danger would be a flanking flak truck of Gatekeeper that kills all the V2s and does the momentum of the push. Oh, he's spotted the only Conyard as well. This was the one Conyard that managed to escape this madness when Barf pushed into the main base. We're seeing a counter-attack on the left-hand side forming up. Good on Barf here, moving back with the... Oh, and the MCV's been undeployed and it's been spotted. So this means... This signals the Yak to go on a chase. Rat-a-tat-tat, down goes the MCV. This means no more MCV production, no more building production, nothing for Gatekeeper. I think he's muttering his few last breaths here. It's just not looking good. Might get a bit brutal, as the Scots tend to say here. Oh, good hits with the V2. We're seeing a lonesome flak truck. That's exactly why you always get a flak truck of your own. The lonesome flak truck here is just gonna keep being microed in circles around the Yaks here, around the V2s. As you can see, nice kill. Oh, second kill, and gets popped by the Yak. Still though, killing the momentum, but there is enough pushing power left, and this means this is the 1-1, and we're already clocking in at the almost 40-minute mark. This actually means that I'm going to make a cut here and split the match of the month in two. I'm gonna split it like Moses, do the splits here, and fantastic match. I really enjoyed seeing this, especially game 2 was really crazy with all the shenanigans going on. That's why I love, yeah, that's why I love Soviet matches. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next week. 5 Aces out.